They're a company that's changing the definition of what it means to be a blueprint shop, a traditional blueprint shop, by leveraging technology and giving back. We're here with the owner, the CEO of Memphis Reprographics, Chris McNally. And let's start, in terms of what you do, give viewers an idea of what Memphis Reprographics is, and we'll start there.
Sure. So we were started in 2010, and the idea was, as you alluded to earlier, to change the narrative of what defined the traditional blueprint shop. A lot of our clients are architects, engineers, and general contractors, so we're trying to evolve the document process of what you see happening in Memphis from the construction perspective. So we're leveraging technology, we're working with our clients to come up with a better way to deliver the product.
Yeah, so you now have access to be able to see all these renderings and everything literally come to life through online portals and through technology.
That's correct. The dissemination of documents is really important, especially when you think about how quickly things change in the field. Whether or not you realize something that you didn't know beforehand in the actual structure itself, or even changes that come up on the fly as the owner requests. So being able to get that information out quickly, be it through hard copy or instantaneously through digital, is something that we've had to work with in our customers.
And then share a little about too, just the fact that you're all specialists. You have a trained eye, so in other words, you get to see things, and even on your end, you're leveraging a lot of different projects, and you're seeing a lot of things. We'll talk about that, how cool that is in a second for building Memphis, literally. But being able to have that trained eye to say, okay, this looks right, maybe this is something that we need to go back to. In other words, just a caring eye that's looking out for the best interest of everyone involved.
Absolutely. So in the very beginning, the idea was to create an adaptive model in our company. So rather than have compartmentalization where one person does this and then a completely different person takes a different side of the project, we created an adaptive framework with our team. So our team is absolutely amazing. We have individuals that have created their own adaptive process and are able to make decisions on the fly based on the different projects, the parameters of the project, and the client requests, because there's no project that's even remotely close to another. So having that adaptive model makes it a lot easier for us to handle and scale for long term.
So you have a cool vantage point where you get to see things way before they happen in terms of building Memphis. Talk about, from your point, obviously you don't have to name projects because some of those are NDAs and all that kind of stuff,
right.
But talk about kind of your cool glimpse at where we're headed as a city and what that means and some of the things that you get to see that maybe you can share with us.
Sure. So I moved to Memphis in 2000, and I didn't have a lot of understanding of the city other than the basic narratives that I had heard. When we started the company in 2010, I started working with architects and contractors and seeing things 10 years before they actually happened. 5 years. So you see a building going up over here and you don't realize that 3 blocks down, another building and another and another. And so seeing that kind of collaboration from architects to build communities, to create a better Memphis, is something that we've really started to kind of see that evolution over the last 10 years of even our own design. So much is happening in the city that we don't know about, that we kind of get that inside glance that you alluded to, that it's going to propel Memphis to a state that people aren't even going to realize in 5 years. I mean, think of how far we've come in the last 6 years, 7 years, 2 years. Everybody used to talk about cranes and Nashville and Austin and whatever. In 5 years, all you're going to hear is Memphis.
Well, and you're seeing it play out nationally, which is awesome in terms of the kudos that we're getting as a city. You also, too, heavily involved philanthropically. You, your team, serving as volunteers, as board members, giving and serving nonprofits. Talk about the community side of what you do.
I think that's something that helps us define our work culture, is finding out what the goals, the vision, and what our team wants to accomplish and helping that. So whether it's cause-based marketing or working with causes that they support, like the Humane Society, getting involved in City Current where we can help power the good, or working with industries that we work with on a daily basis, like AI Memphis, West Tennessee chapter of ABC or ABC, ULI, Urban Land Institute, or, as everybody knows now, Memphis 3.0. Being involved in that enables us to help kind of affect that change in whatever small way and capacity that we can, which helps build a better Memphis. I mean, as cliche as that sounds, that's what we're here to do, all of us, is to create a better community for our kids, for our neighbors, for anybody to come and see that what you thought Memphis was is a completely different concept than what it actually is, and radically different than what it's going to become.
Where, for you personally, give us maybe one or two nonprofits that are near and dear to your heart.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I've always been somebody that felt like it was important to help anybody. That was the way I was raised. It was who my parents are. And so, the Memphis Humane Society is one that we've kind of collaborated with recently to help spur their donations, to help find ways to plug in, to create better awareness. Architecture and advocacy is a huge thing for us because that's a misconception. We hear and see in journals and newspapers and social media, these buildings go up, but often we don't know all of the work that went behind the scenes in creating that concept. You hear about Crosstown, you hear about all these different places that are designing for communities, designing for the impact that it'll create, not just in the physical space that it occupies, but its influence in the surrounding community. And that's something that people don't really see or know about. They don't know about the amount of time, effort, work, labor that goes into creating something. And it's not just, hey, I want to build a building right here. It's, I want to build an impactful building that will influence and grow and help nurture the community, to drive change, to create better retail, to create better environments, commercialization, physical spaces for people to live and enjoy, to create that work culture that we love. It's not just, hey, here's a building. It's, here's a place to live, work, and play.
Love it. So where do we go to learn more, to reach out and connect?
Sure. So you can go to our website, which is www.memphisreprographics.com, or you can find us in pretty much any social venue, which is @MemphisRepro.
Well, Chris, thank you for all you do for coming on the show. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.